The United States is intensifying its military campaign against the Houthi rebels in Yemen, launching over 200 airstrikes since offensive operations resumed in March. These Iranian-backed rebels have faced relentless U.S. air assaults, with nearly 50 strikes in recent days alone, targeting their advanced weapons and infrastructure. The U.S. Central Command confirms that the latest wave of 10 airstrikes hit Houthi-controlled arms depots, command centers, and storage facilities across three key regions: Saada, Al-Bayda, and Al-Hudaydah. In Saada, strikes obliterated warehouses holding ballistic missile components and drone production equipment. In Al-Bayda, bunker-busting bombs likely destroyed underground explosives and ammunition stores. Meanwhile, in the port city of Al-Hudaydah, U.S. forces disrupted critical Houthi supply chains by targeting weapons depots and command facilities used to threaten maritime security in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. This escalation coincides with a significant U.S. military buildup in the region. The USS Carl Vinson carrier strike group is moving toward the Persian Gulf to support the USS Harry S. Truman in the Red Sea. Up to 12 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, with their unparalleled range and bunker-busting capabilities, have been deployed to Diego Garcia and Pacific bases, with 6 believed to be on constant alert at Diego Garcia. These deployments signal a bold U.S. stance not only against the Houthis, but also their primary backer, Iran. President Donald Trump has issued a stern warning to Tehran, declaring that any Houthi attack will be treated as an attack by Iran itself. He has vowed to continue strikes until the Houthi threat is eradicated. The Houthis' arsenal, heavily reliant on Iranian support, includes drones like the Samad, with a range exceeding 1,100 miles, and short and medium-range ballistic missiles, such as the Aif anti-ship missile and the Kahir, resembling Iran's Shahab-3. A 2024 unclassified report highlights that most Houthi weapons incorporate Iranian technology, enabling them to target U.S. forces and disrupt Red Sea trade routes. Between 2015 and 2021, the Houthis launched 851 drones and 430 rockets and missiles against Saudi targets, demonstrating their capacity for sustained aggression despite limited resources. Their 8-year war against Saudi-backed forces in Yemen has honed their ability to maintain an arsenal under intense bombardment. Iran's support for the Houthis, dating back to 2009, has included arms transfers, training, and intelligence through its Revolutionary Guard Corps. This partnership has bolstered Houthi capabilities, allowing them to threaten Saudi borders and protect Iranian oil smuggling in the Red Sea. However, the intensified U.S. airstrikes have forced a dramatic shift. Iran has reportedly ordered its military personnel to withdraw from Yemen, with Revolutionary Guard commanders allegedly fleeing via container ships and small boats from Al-Hudaydah. Tehran's retreat reflects a strategic pivot to avoid direct confrontation with the U.S., particularly under President Trump's aggressive posture. Iranian officials now view the Houthis as unsustainable, with media sources claiming the group is living its last days. The Houthis, facing dwindling Iranian support, are showing signs of retreat. A senior Houthi official proposed halting attacks on U.S. warships if the U.S. stops its bombing campaign. A ceasefire took effect on January 19th, with both sides expressing willingness to de-escalate if attacks cease. However, the Houthis' military resources remain a concern. While U.S. defense officials lack precise data on their remaining arsenal, the group's ability to produce weapons domestically and their history of resilience suggest they could still pose a threat. The broader impact of this conflict on Yemen is devastating. The nation teeters on collapse, with competing fiscal policies in the north and south driving economic ruin. The Yemeni rial has depreciated by over 90% in government-controlled areas, making food, water, and healthcare inaccessible to most. Inflation is skyrocketing, and Houthi arrests of humanitarian workers have crippled aid efforts. The Yemeni people, caught in the crossfire, are increasingly desperate, with many considering escape routes to Oman or Somalia via Aden. Oman's neutral stance and Somalia's history of accepting Yemeni refugees make these viable options. As the U.S. continues its campaign, the Houthis' reliance on Iran wanes and their financial and military resources dwindle. If Iran fully severs its aid network, the Houthis may be unable to sustain their operations, potentially forcing them to capitulate. The outcome of ongoing U.S.-Iran talks could determine the group's fate. But for now, the Trump administration remains resolute in its mission to neutralize the Houthi threat and secure vital international trade routes in the Red Sea.